Why do you think they opened the border up?
I get asked that all the time. I think there's some people that thought just don't believe in borders. They think we should have open borders, but I actually think they saw future political benefit. Obviously, because when President Biden signed over 90 executive orders destroying everything that President Trump did in Trump 45, he also overturned the Trump census rule, which means the millions of people they release in the United States, they'll be counted in the next census, most of them, sanctuary cities, which means what? When they proportionate seats in the House, it means more seats in the House for the Dems. And also, they think they're future Democratic voters. Because here's the long game they're playing. No one talks about this. Here's the long game they're playing. They're playing the long game. They're smart at it. Overwhelm the system. Let's bring 10.5 million encounters to the border. Release them without proper vetting, because all they care about is the optics. If there's no overcrowding, there's nothing to see. If there's no overcrowding, we can say the border's secure, which they did. Border Patrol agents were ordered, process quickly, release quickly. Because if there's no overcrowding, there's nothing to see here. So of course they weren't vetted properly. Didn't have time to vet them properly. Why did they release millions of people into the United States rather than putting them in an empty ICE bed? An ICE bed owned by ICE, contracted by ICE, at $127 a night. Why did they not fill that bed, but they rather release them to an NGO, get put in a hotel room at $500 a night, get 3 free meals a day, get free medical care, and not only that, they get flown to the city, their choice. They say where they want to go, we flew them there. Biden administration. Put them in a hotel room, $500 a night, give them 3 meals a day, free medical care. Why did they do that? Instead of putting them in the ICE facility at $127 a night. Because they knew exactly what they're doing. They know if they go into ICE detention, they get a hearing within 40 days. Based on real data from the immigration court, nearly 9 out of 10 people who claim asylum will get ordered removed because they don't qualify for asylum. They get removed. That's not what they wanted. Overwhelm the system, because once you're out of the system, you got the detained docket. Immigration court prioritizes the detained docket. But once you release them, now they're on the non-detained docket, sitting in a hotel room. Hearing's going to take 3, 5, 7 years, depending on what location you're at. If you want to exhaust all your appeals, maybe 9 years. They overwhelm the system because they know it's going to take years to get these people through the process. And what happens then? They're hoping for a Democratic administration. Now you can warrant amnesty. They're playing the long game. They overwhelm the system on purpose. They did not detain them on purpose.
I mean, not only that, I mean, I don't know how true this is. I don't really believe anything in the media these days, but I mean, I read something maybe a year ago or so about the BCP-1. I think it's called the BCP-1 app, where they could go on, claim asylum, and then the USG will send a plane down to get them and fly them into the country. Is that true? Was that happening?
What the Biden administration did, towards the end, they knew that immigration was a big issue in the election, right? So they tried to claim that border numbers are way down. Boy, we fixed this problem. It's down 70%. No, it wasn't. They created 2 programs out of thin air, called them legal pathways. And they weren't legal pathways. The border numbers didn't really go down. They went down maybe 17%, if you count all the programs they created. So what they did was, okay, we got millions of people coming across the border illegally. So let's create the CBP-1 app. That same illegal alien population can simply go to an app, make an appointment, and come to a port of entry. They're going to call that illegal entry now. Same population of the illegal. They're just bringing them through the port of entry. Oh, this is a legal pathway. Thousands of people come to the port of entry. Then they created the CHNB, Cuba, Haiti, Nicaragua, Venezuela. If you're from those 4 countries, we're going to fly you straight into our airports. You don't even have to go to the border. We'll fly you straight into our major airports in the United States. 30,000 a month of those.
30,000 a month. Yeah. Is this the shit that I saw at the airport? I would be at the airport, traveling, going wherever, and I would see these people get rushed up to the front of the line, and there were always some type of. That's what that was.
Most likely. So they created CHNB, they created a CBP-1 app, bringing thousands of people with what they call legal pathways. So if you add what they did through the CHNV and the CBP1 Act, plus what the Border Patrol's still catching, the border numbers ain't going on that much. They lied to the American people. They kept saying the border's secure, looking at the numbers down. You just created 2 buckets that you call legal pathways, the border numbers aren't down. So they lied to American people over and over. They lied about the secure border. They lied that it's going to take congressional action to fix the border. It only took a new president. And so, again, I wake up every day with 4 years pissed off.